I'm so excited we're finally getting married. Are we still going together this weekend to celebrate? The weather's supposed to be nice, so we could meet at the park.
That's the plan. I wish your dad could share in the excitement, though. He's pretty harsh on me. He told me the other day that I'm not worthy of his daughter.
Don't mind him, he's way overprotective. You've got a good job and you treat me right. He should be thrilled. I think he's just mad about the high school thing. I have no idea why you lied about where you graduated from.
What do you mean? I didn't lie about anything.
You actually went to night classes to get your GED? Couldn't manage the same courses as everyone else? How embarrassing.
What's wrong with that? I worked hard during the day and studied at night. The program had a lot of adults in it who were looking to better their life. It was kind of inspiring. It wasn't easy. I had to bust my butt every day for years. That should be seen as a positive.
I'm sure. Whatever you think, babe, but don't bring this up again in front of my dad.
Why not? It's how I actually feel.
Don't be so dense. You know my family has a long history of success. Everyone is a lawyer. My brother's in law school now. He's gonna carry on the tradition soon himself. Not to mention both my parents and grandparents were lawyers as well.
What's that have to do with anything?
It means my dad won't settle for anything less than an attorney for my partner. Fortunately, you meet that requirement. So don't screw it up with extra stuff. He doesn't need to know how you dropped out of high school to work.
My experience is extra stuff?
Can you just drop it? You're already on his bad side. I just want him to approve of you. Be on your best behavior and look professional. I don't want to go through this process again. Finding another man he approves of sounds tedious. I want to be married. I'm tired of waiting. I'm not asking for much here. Just be on your best behavior for a little bit longer. Once we get married, I don't care.
What happens after we get married? Am I supposed to just keep quiet and say nothing? I'd like my family to accept me for who I am. Pretending to be someone I'm not for the rest of my life sounds miserable. I don't really like how you're approaching this. Do you really want to marry me, or do you just want to be married?
What's that supposed to mean? I want to get married. I've been doing everything I can to make it happen.
Yeah, I hear that. You aren't saying that you want to marry me, though. Is me being a lawyer the only reason we're together? Are you settling for me just because I meet your parents' requirements? There's more to our relationship than just that. I have my own needs and desires.
I don't get you. You're acting super weird. Can we move on? Just play the part this weekend. You want to get married to me, right? Just be flexible.
Sorry, dear, I'm not going to pretend to be someone I'm not. If your dad won't accept me for who I am, that's on him. I hope for all of our sakes, he does. You've got some nerve entering my house without my permission. Don't forget your place, commoner. Is this Edward? I guess Sarah gave you my number. Thanks for the warm welcome. I love being insulted by my potential father-in-law for coming to visit. I really don't understand why you're acting like this. Did I do something to offend you? Future father-in-law? Never. Your existence is offensive. You think a nobody like you is worthy of my daughter? You couldn't even handle a regular high school. How are you supposed to handle high society? If you know what's good for you, don't ever show your face in front of me or my daughter again. You realize we hold the same occupation. I practice the same law as you do. Why do you look down on me for my upbringing? To the extent that you threw an ashtray at me, chased me out of your home when I came by with your daughter to tell you of our engagement. Is that sort of behavior befitting of an attorney? Would you act that way in a courtroom? Is it befitting? Of course it is. The sole reason I became an attorney is to put scum like you in their place. I love watching their faces as the despair settles in. In my eyes, you're nothing more than livestock. You exist solely for my entertainment. Your relationship with my daughter is an abomination. Your motivations are obvious. However, you won't be raising your social standing using my daughter. You can claim that you're an attorney all you want, but I can see through your ruse. Even supposing you did manage to pass the bar, I can't imagine you have any talent for the profession. You squirm at the slightest bit of confrontation. Did you think you could hide your past from me? I would find out eventually. Your plan is full of holes. This is quite telling of your conduct in court. I didn't try hide anything. I was pretty upfront about everything. The swindler is proud of his past. What a joke. I won't allow you to use my daughter as your own personal credit card. Huh? I don't. Maybe not yet, but you will. You're pretending to be a lawyer simply to get after my fortune. Is that why you're so eager to get married? Trying to get things finalized before I intervene? And you wonder why I threw things at you. Scum like you shouldn't be given the time of day. Maybe you should have been an author. It would have been a better outlet for your creative mind. What did you just say? I'll play along. Let's say I am the swindler that you think I am. You feel you're justified in attacking me? I wonder what the law says. Was I invited by your daughter? I was. And did you feel physically threatened at the time? No? So self-defense is off the table. What other law exists that would allow you to cause physical harm to someone without it being considered assault? There were plenty of witnesses. They could of course refuse to testify, but I don't think that will help you. It seems you've committed at the very least a misdemeanor. That ashtray almost hit my head. You're lucky it didn't. It could have turned into a felony real quick. I had to defend my home. Any judge would see that. Don't try to act smart. I could explain my way out of that situation in a heartbeat. Challenging an actual attorney. No matter how hard you struggle, you'll never be a match for me. You'll always be common scum. I shouldn't be surprised. You never received a proper education. I'm wasting my energy trying to explain things to you. I would like to see you try getting out of it. Assault is assault. Simple as that. I have a bruise where the ashtray hit. A quick photo and a visit to the doctor would be all the evidence I'd need to prosecute you. Who cares if you have a bruise? Huh? Are you actually going to file a complaint, or are you just going to talk about it? By all means, try me. See what happens when you try to go after a real attorney. Is that a threat? We can add that to the list of wrongdoings. No threats. I'm just giving you advice. I know how this will turn out for you. Was I supposed to be impressed with this display? This was your plan for winning my respect and getting permission to marry my daughter? It didn't work. I will only accept a real attorney. It's clear you act like this at work all the time. But aren't you a little embarrassed? You're being a child. Having to associate with you for 1 minute longer than necessary would be the only embarrassment I'd feel. I'll be talking to my Sarah about this. Consider your engagement off. You failed the test. That's fine with me. I don't want to marry her anymore. I was going to break things off soon whether we had this conversation or not. But since you are so eager, feel free to pass the message along. Good. I've wasted enough time on you. Go back to your inconsequential life, surrounded by inconsequential people. Did you learn anything from this conversation? What could I learn from the likes of you? You're a nobody. Using violence to put scum in their place is only natural. Violence is an effective tool for training dogs after all. Submit the police report if you want. I'll be eagerly awaiting it. I haven't had the opportunity to embarrass someone in court for a couple of days now. You keep forgetting that I'm an attorney as well. You don't need to continue the farce any longer. The engagement has already been called off. Perhaps you should have done a bit more digging before you made an enemy of me. I'm a widely celebrated prosecutor. I'm sure, and I'm an astronaut in my spare time. See, I can do it too. Oh, I'm starting to feel bad for you. Furiously typing lie after lie in order to do what? Make yourself seem less of an insect? You will never beat me in court. Your effort to scare me is in vain. If you say so, I'm really surprised that you haven't heard of me. Few attorneys in town don't know my name by now. Jared Goldstein ring any bells for you? What? I'm pretty well known around these parts. In fact, I'm almost certain that you've heard of me. Doing okay over there, Edward? Wow, this is just getting pathetic. Did you do a Google search for lawyers with the name Jared? Don't sully actual lawyers' reputations with your dribble. So you have heard of me. If not, by all means, Google my name yourself. Or you could always ask any of your colleagues. Odds are quite high they know of me. You're being prejudiced towards me because I went to night school. Your views are extremely narrow. Your high school doesn't matter. What matters is how hard someone is willing to work to achieve their goals. I worked harder than any other kid my age to end up where I am now. You think so? I do. Let's return to our previous conversation, shall we? You committed a crime, therefore you're a criminal. By all means, represent yourself. The outcome will be the same. I will be pressing charges. I look forward to seeing you in court. Are you mad? I tried several times to give you an opportunity to admit your wrongdoings and repent. You failed to do so each time. As such, I'll be using the court in order to help you understand. I'll see you in the courtroom. Don't disappoint me. You're taking this to court? Why? You really are insane. You're gonna sue me? Do you know who I am? I'm taking you to court for assaulting me. You've admitted it several times, not to mention I have several pictures of my wounds. Should be a slam dunk case. Did you think I'd drop it after everything you've said? Sorry, bud, I'm not in the mood for charity. I'll be seeking the maximum punishment for you. You're being ridiculous. You'd ruin a man's life over something as stupid as this? Are you actually an attorney? I've answered that question enough times already. If you want to know more, do a simple search. I've made headlines countless times. You have? You can claim to be a prestigious family of lawyers all you want. But we both know the truth. Your brother is an attorney. That's it. What? How did you know that? Because I actually work in courtrooms. I mean, you do too, of course, just not as an attorney. What are you, a clerk? You never passed the bar or became an attorney yourself. You're just riding off the success of your brother. That is pretty pathetic. You can claim to be an attorney all you want, but that doesn't change the fact that you aren't one. I can't believe this. Who told you? I already told you. Lawyers talk. We all know each other. You definitely know my name if you were an attorney. I've talked with your brother before. I've reached out to him after Sarah and I started to date. He filled me in on the details. Literally none of you are attorneys. Not your wife, not your parents, none of you. But hey, at least I'm an attorney. That's something you've never been able to say with a straight face. Shut up, you don't know anything. You're just some commoner trash. My lineage shouldn't be casually discussed by someone like you. You aren't entirely wrong. Wording aside, I grew up relatively poor in a bad part of town. But I used that as motivation to make a name for myself one day. I worked full-time and went to school full-time at night to get to where I am now. You'll never understand how hard I had to struggle, but I never gave up. I persevered through countless sleepless nights to graduate and get into law school. Sure, it took me longer than normal to get where I am today, but I made it. That's all that matters. Look down on me all you want. I've accomplished something that you never could. I can't believe it. You really got into law school by going through night school? For the 1000th time, yes. I'm glad we're finally caught up. You got anything to say for yourself? I am honestly in disbelief. I looked you up. You're telling the truth. You really are an attorney. We both said a lot of things we didn't mean. I think we can be adults now about this and move on. Oh, you think I'm gonna drop it? It would be for the best. Let's start over. I approve of your relationship with Sarah. You two can marry if you'd like. You're joking. I thought you were lying to me, which caused me to say things I didn't mean. Now that I know the truth, things are different. I just want my daughter to marry an attorney. I want her to have a secure future. I'm sorry for insulting your education and upbringing. I said a lot of dumb things out of anger. I hope that you and Sarah can mend things.
There's nothing to mend.
I've given you my permission. You guys can get married now. Isn't that wonderful?
Nah, it is way too late for that.
Why do you say that? We can be adults about this.
For starters, you assaulted me. That's gonna be a problem. Your daughter's reaction didn't help. I was bleeding and actually pretty hurt. She just stood there laughing at me. I'm good on marrying her. I'll find someone who actually cares about me. I'm not that desperate to get married. Sarah has been giving me tons of red flags lately. This was the final push I needed to make my decision.
You dare insult my daughter?
I pointed out what she did, that's it. Sorry if that offends you. She handled this entire situation very poorly. It gives me pause. But yeah, I'm good on Sarah. She's all yours again. Thanks for your permission, though. I'll do as you initially asked. I have no intention of interacting with Sarah anymore. You, on the other hand...
You're being unreasonable. She was just caught off guard by the whole thing. I'm sure she didn't realize you were hurt. I know she wants to marry you. I want that for her too.
Your daughter is desperate to get married, just not to me. You've rejected anyone who isn't an attorney. You've put her in a weird position where she can only choose from a handful of guys. It's no wonder she was so desperate to get married. She never really cared about me. All she was concerned was that I had the right job. But you screwed that up for her. Her quest for finding a man good enough for you begins anew. Something tells me this will all keep happening. No one will be good enough for you. I kind of feel bad for her, but she's not my problem anymore.
She isn't a problem. She's a wonderful girl. Give her another chance. Please, I'd love to have you in the family. This is all my fault. She didn't mean anything by her reaction. She was just trying to cover for me.
Why are you begging? You should be happy. You got exactly what you wanted. The common folk was driven off. Now your daughter can remain available for a real attorney. This isn't the end of your problems, though.
What do you mean? What could be worse?
I don't want to be family with a convicted felon. That isn't going away, friend. You really messed up. I can't wait to put you in your place. You should be okay, though, right? You're part of a prestigious family of lawyers after all. Maybe you can call your son and ask him for help? He's missing a couple of years of his education, though, right? Your daughter is going to be no help. She never passed the bar, despite what she might have told you. And your brother is a patent attorney. This isn't remotely in his wheelhouse. When push comes to shove, your prestigious family of lawyers isn't very helpful.
I realize the errors of my way. I apologize. Please forgive me. You've gotten your point across. I was wrong. A lawsuit is excessive. Don't ruin a man's life over one simple mistake.
It's too late for that. I won't forgive you. I'll be submitting a police report today. We can take this to court if you want, or you can admit your guilt and settle it outside. It is entirely up to you.
Please don't do this. What can I do to make things right?
You're out of luck, unless you have a time machine. I don't know what you're so worried about. You're from a family of prestigious attorneys. Just have one of them bail you out. Best of luck to you. I'll see you in court, you self-proclaimed attorney.
Jared wasn't kidding. He ended up suing my father and taking the case to court. It seems he changed his mind about settling out of court. All settlements were off the table. He made a fool of my father in court. His ego must have been extra hurt knowing that no one would come to his aid. His precious image was ruined, his lies were exposed, and the family became known for their criminal history rather than their achievements in law. His employer got wind of the case and fired him. I did my best to patch things up with Jared. I called him daily. I left them messages pleading for him to give me another chance. He ignored all of them. I never heard from him again. I suppose his rage is justified. I'll never know what could have been.
Hey, Sophie.
Oh, hi, Daria. Wow, it's been years. It's so nice to hear from you. How have you been?
I heard you were going to join us at the Clampton High School reunion this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going. Are you?
Of course. I had no idea that you were going, though.
Sure. It'll be great to see everyone.
Would it? Do you think people would want to see you?
Well, why wouldn't they? I've hardly kept in touch with people there except for Lizzie, maybe. But that's about it. I'm interested to know what everyone's been up to since we left. 15 years is a long time for us to have all grown up, right?
Sure, but if you haven't kept in touch with anyone for that long, then do you think they'll even remember you? I don't recall you having any friends either, Sophie.
Oh, okay. So is that why you texted me? To ask me if I was going to the high school reunion? And then to diss me, like you used to back in high school?
Oh, good, you remember those days. That was fun, wasn't it? Now look, Sophie. I'm being nice to you here, and I'm only telling you this for your sake. You're better off staying at home, not showing yourself at the reunion. Okay?
Okay. Why can't I go? Why would that be a problem?
Because if a poor person like you eats with us, shares the same food as us, the food is going to taste bad, isn't it? Your stench will make it horrible and ruin the lunch. It's supposed to be a fun reunion with great food and drinks and great conversations. Okay? If you go, they'll only talk about you and how you don't belong there.
What? Daria, so are you calling me a poor person? No offense to anyone who is poor, but is that what you think of me? And excuse me, but we all went to the same high school. I think I have every right to attend my own high school reunion, don't you think?
Of course you are. But you see, it's also a matter of if people want to see you there. We're all successful people over here, you see. We're not failures like you.
You think I'm a failure? What makes you think that?
I heard that you work at Factory ABC, right? You work there, don't you?
Sure I do. But how does that make me poor? You don't even know what I do there.
Oh, well, there you go. See? Anyone working for a factory is, in my eyes, the poorest of the poor.
Well, there you said it yourself. In your eyes. And in your eyes only, Daria.
Listen, you work there because you couldn't get a decent job, right? I know I'm right. And you had to settle for a factory job, didn't you? And also, how much do you think that would ruin our reputation for our Clampton High? We all graduated a decent high school. Everyone in this state and neighboring state knows about our Clampton High. And how do you think everyone would feel knowing that one of us ended up working in a factory? That's humiliating.
Wow. I can't believe you assumed that and that you just said that to me. What a twisted way of thinking, Daria. And hang on, how did you find out that I'm related to Factory ABC anyway? It's not like I made that information public on Facebook or anything.
You want to know how I know?
Go on then. Just tell me.
I'm married to one of your biggest clients.
What?
My husband Dale is now the CEO of ITT Savon Corp.
Dale is your husband?
Yep.
OMG. Wow.
And your factory delivers your parts to us. Isn't that right?
OMG. You're really married to Dale Porter of ITT Savon?
Yep. In other words, I am the wife of a billionaire.
Oh my god.
That's right. Oh, this feels wonderful.
Well, congratulations to you then, Daria.
I Thank you, Sophie. So now, do you see why I don't like the fact that you're joining the reunion? I'm the perfect example of the perfect students who can make our school proud. But you, on the other hand, are nothing but a disappointment. I think it's for your own good if you don't join the reunion, Sophie. You see what I'm saying?
You clearly haven't changed much since high school, have you? This is exactly how you used to bully me back then, but now it's just for different reasons.
You mean the fact that I was the only one who told you straight up how butt ugly you were? Oh wait, you still are. How could I forget the fun times we had, eh?
Fun for you, maybe, but a nightmare for me, thanks to you. And I thought you would have grown out of it by now. I actually expected to have a nice, decent, mature conversation when you texted me earlier. I guess I expected too much from you. You really haven't changed at all.
Well, truth hurts, doesn't it? Just because you're an adult now, you're still ugly. That doesn't mean that I can't remind you about it. And look at you now. You're ugly and poor. There's more of a reason to shove that in your face, isn't there?
You cow! You're just as mean as you were back then. In fact, you're worse. You're just a horrible, nasty person.
You're nothing but a poor old loser working at a factory, so your words mean nothing to me. You can call me all you want, but you're still nothing but a lame twat. You mean nothing to this world. Nothing to us. Nothing to anyone.
Well, I guess that's it then. If you don't have anything else to say, then I'm off.
No. You don't get to have the last word, Sophie. I'm the one who gets the last word in. You're the biggest loser ever, and you don't get to act larger than life. You were acting all smart in Clampton High, Sophie, and look where that got you. You're nothing but a piece of scum who doesn't deserve any of the good things in life. You don't deserve to have an amazing rich husband like mine. You don't deserve all the nice clothes like mine, or great girlfriends, or great family. You're worthless. You'd better know your place.
Okay, well, see you then.
Shoo! And don't you dare show up at the reunion. Wow. I thought I told you not to show your face here. You decided to show up anyway, huh? You're going to regret this big time, Sophie. I pity you already. Look at you. Are those your best clothes you've got? 'Cause you look trashy. And who are you trying to impress, huh? You think exposing that much skin will lure the teachers or something? Are you trying to flirt with them because you couldn't get any attention from them when we were actually in class? You look like a slut, Sophie. Nasty piece of scum. You're nothing but an embarrassment here. It's fine. I'll show you. Have fun, Sophie. Wasn't that the best bit of entertainment ever? It's going to be the talk of the day. Look at you. Did you like that?
Why did you do this to me, Daria? I don't deserve this. My whole outfit is stained because of the stupid wine that you spilled all over me.
What are you complaining about? I chose the best wine for you, though, didn't I? It suits you so much. What's there to whine about? Whine about wine. Get it?
You're pathetic. And what the heck do you mean by that anyway?
Well, that wine was the cheapest one out there. Under $10, and it's called Frontera from Chile. That's literally the worst wine that's out there. I actually spent money and bought that knowing you'd choose that. And you did! And I thought it was only fair for you to have it all. So I was being nice and showered you in it.
You're pathetic.
No. You're pathetic for not even knowing the difference between good wine and great wine. If you did, you would have known that that was a crappy tasting wine. But seeing as you're poor, what would you know, right?
So does that justify pouring it all over someone? Does that justify wasting it?
Wow! Are you getting heated over some cheap wine, Sophie? That's just what a cheapskate would do, isn't it? See? You're just a poor person with poor habits. No wonder you're getting all worked up over a cheap bottle of wine. Old habits die hard, huh?
And by the way, I don't know which wine you're talking about, but the bottle that you picked up was an expensive one. It's the one that Sarah brought, and she was the one who organized this reunion. You probably picked up the wrong one when you decided to waste it and pour it all over me.
What?
Yeah, go and take a look at the bottle you picked up. How can you get them mixed up like that? I guess you're the one who can't even read the labels on the wine bottles. Huh? You think you're clever now? You're not as smart as you thought, huh?
No, I made sure I picked up that cheap wine.
Well, the one you put down wasn't that one. Sarah went and checked after what you did and got so mad. Didn't you hear her shout at you as you walked off?
No, I think you're making this up, Sophie.
Go and ask the other girls who were there too then. You're just as dumb as I remember, Daria. Dumb as a pole, just like you always were. And you're the one who should be embarrassed at yourself. Who does that? When are you going to grow up and be an adult? You think we're still in high school, do you? Grow out of it for Pete's sake.
Excuse me? No, you don't tell me things like that. Your company works for my husband's company, meaning that you work for him, which also means that you work for me too. I'm the boss of you. So you shut the hell up and know your place here.
Excuse me? Who said that we work for your husband's company?
See? You don't even know how this works, do you? And that was me explaining it all in layman's terms, and you're still too dumb to get it. You really need to start your high school education all over again, Sophie. This is really embarrassing, don't you think? Did you see the way everyone was looking at you a while ago, too? I know what they were thinking. They're all thinking the same thing and only one thing. How disgusting and humiliating it is to even know you.
No, I don't think so, Daria. I think everyone was looking at you and they were all floored just as much as I was. Because you did something as pathetic as pour red wine all over me in front of everyone. Everyone was staring because of how immature and stupid you still are.
OMG, you shut the heck up! Are you crazy? You need to leave. You don't belong here, Sophie. Seriously, leave!
Damn right I will. I've spoken to everyone who I needed to speak to anyway. I've actually had a good time until you did this. And I'm not going to let something like that ruin my day anyway. I'm going home because I've had my fun and that's it. And about my work, you clearly have no idea what's going on with your husband's company, do you? But I'll let you figure out about that on your own. I'm not telling you crap all. I'll just sit back and relax.
What? Wait, what do you mean by that? What did you just say?
Or you know what? I've changed my mind. Let me give you a glimpse of what's about to hit you. And let me explain it to you in layman's terms then, since you need it. You seem to think I work at Factory ABC, and sure, they belong to us. But we do not work for your husband's company. It's the opposite. Your husband's company, ITT Savon Corp, works for me.
What are you talking about?
My company is XYZ Corp, and we own Factory ABC, so that belongs to us. But ITT Savon Corp also runs factories in other states too. And they provide us with the parts that we need. Semiconductors, wafers, etc. There's a whole chain going on which is probably too complicated and technical for you to understand. But all you need to know is that ITT Savon Corp works for XYZ Corp.
That's a lie. You think you can lie to me about something as obvious as that? You're wrong, Sophie.
You want to know something else that's not a lie? Dale's company is going to shut down. I'll give you a heads up on that. And you can thank me later.
What the heck? No, it's not. You're talking nonsense. It's all a pack of lies.
Ask him yourself then.
Sophie! You need to explain this to me! What the heck is going on here? My husband's business went bankrupt. And I heard it was because of you! How do you explain that, Sophie? Are you that jealous that I'm married to a billionaire? What the hell is wrong with you? Are you that jealous that I have everything and you don't? You really want what I've got that badly? Well, let me tell you one thing here, Sophie. You'll never get what I have. You're never going to find success or be happy in life. You're going to stay miserable all your life and rot in hell.
Hi, Daria. Oh, haven't you heard? I'm the CEO of the company I work for. I own the factories that we run, too. So I'd say that I'm already successful in my own way. Wouldn't you agree?
What the heck? The CEO? You? Lies. I'm not falling for that.
Well, then let me explain so that you can understand. In layman's terms again, okay? First of all, let's make this clear about your husband's company going bankrupt. It wasn't entirely our fault.
What do you mean entirely? Of course it was your fault. It's you! Who else would do this to us?
Well, we've been procuring parts from your manufacturing company for years now. But ever since the CEO changed over there, things have been done differently. Meaning, I don't know how your husband likes to handle things, but the quality of the parts that you produce is awful. So we had to discontinue our contracts because of that.
What the hell?
We had several discussions over this, and we waited until things could improve. But nothing's changed. So we didn't have a choice but to cut you off. And then, for the same reason other companies decided to cut you off too, one by one, like dominoes. So you're right in the sense that our company was the one who set it off. But it was only a matter of time until we all realized that we were better off working with a different manufacturer.
What the heck? I don't know what this is about. Stop making this up.
I'm not making this up, Daria. Listen, Dale's company going bankrupt has nothing to do with me, okay? It's more to do with the poor quality of the products of the company that your husband runs. Like I told you already, we told them to work on their quality and we had a few meetings with your quality assurance team too. It just didn't work. So there. Now you know that I'm not directly involved in the bankruptcy, right?
No. No way. Why do you sound like you know what's going on? I thought you worked on the floor at that factory.
Well, I don't know where you got that information from, but I'm the CEO. I guess that was another misunderstanding on your end. Factory ABC belonged to my grandfather, and I took over my dad when he retired last year.
What the heck? Your family ran a business?
Yep. My dad was the one who expanded overseas, and we have factories globally now. Of course, we have one here too, since that's one of our oldest ones. Maybe you saw me there when I was overseeing things as part of the inspection evaluation process. Or who knows why, but you've got the wrong idea, Daria.
No way.
I think that's everything I've got to say about this issue here, really. That should clear things up. So are we done here now?
No, wait. I didn't know any of this. I totally thought... I guess I misunderstood everything.
Yes, you did.
So, wait, Sophie. Can you hire Dale then?
What?
Can you hire him and give him a role at your company?
Excuse me?
He's in so much debt now. He needs help. He has all of these bankruptcy charges and other bills that he has to pay for. I don't have a job, so there's nothing I can do, right? But I can't see him fail and go down this rabbit hole. He's got to find a way out of this debt. Please, you can hire him. He knows what he's doing, okay?
OMG, are you really asking me this? Were you listening to anything that I said earlier? I just told you that we terminated our contract with you guys because he was doing a crap job running his business. And you're telling me that he knows what he's doing? To hell he does!
Come on! He didn't get to be the CEO for no reason!
He only got the job because it was given to him. His family used to run it.
And so did you! So you can't talk, okay?
Yes, but it wasn't just handed down to me. I had to work my way up to get to where I am.
Whatever, Sophie. And besides, he has that knowledge and experience too, okay? Trust me, you'll be doing the right thing in hiring him.
Hell no!
Please! Let him be on the board of directors or something. or general manager. It can be anything in upper management. Please.
No, all of those positions are filled anyway. And with competent, excellent people who deserve to be in those roles. Dale made some really disrespectful remarks about a woman being the CEO. He's a misogynist, and I wouldn't want him anywhere near my company. And you. After what you did to me? After all the bullying in high school and the wine incident at the reunion? I don't think so.
But unless he works, then I have to work instead.
That's not my problem, is it? Find a job then. I don't care what you do, Daria.
You have to help me here, Sophie.
I've got to go. Bye now.
No, wait! Dale is pressing charges against me, Sophie. I told him that I wanted a divorce. I wasn't going to put myself at the risk of getting into huge debt, was I? So I signed everything I had to sign and gave him the papers for him to sign. Then he told me that he's found out about my affair with Jake. Please, you need to give him a job. You need to sign that contract with his company again. I can't think of any other solution here.
Wow, this is classic Daria. You harass me and discriminate against the underprivileged. Then you find out that your husband's company goes bankrupt, leaving you broke. He finds out that you were having an affair and presses charges against you. And you're in for a divorce with a hefty fine to pay. Wow.
Shut up! Just shut up! You need to help me. That's the only thing you should be doing here.
And how's that?
Sophie!
Yes?
Please?
I wish you could see my face right now. I'm just smiling from ear to ear.
Shut up, Sophie!
This is turning out to be a great day for me, thanks to you, Daria.
Sophie, please, help me! God damn it! Don't make me say it again!
Have a nice life, Daria.
No! Sophie! Don't leave me!
So it turns out that Daria had a load of other debt that she had accumulated since she was in high school. I remember feeling a bit jealous of her when she had a credit card at high school. But now I'm so glad I never had one. Imagine still trying to pay off an old credit card debt that you accumulated when you were in high school, when you're almost about to hit 35. And imagine being so broke while going through a divorce with a hefty fine to pay. I definitely do not want to be in her shoes right now. I remember I studied really hard and people in my high school didn't like me for being different, but I'd say I was just being diligent. And look where that got me now. I'm the CEO and I love my job. So I think the lesson that we can all learn here, including Daria, is that hard work pays off. Right, guys?
Stacey, none of this is fair at all. Why do you always get everything and I get left out? You don't even have a job, but you get to live in a high-rise apartment like that? That's way too luxurious for someone like you.
What are you talking about now, Beth?
I heard it all from your mom, so don't try to lie to me. She told me that they moved out of the family home and then into a really fancy high-rise in the center of the city. And you are living there with them.
Well, yeah, I am living with them, but so what? I don't understand what you're so worked up about right now.
What? How can you not see this? It's obvious. You're just leeching off of your mom and dad and see no problem in that at all. Grow up and open your eyes to what you're doing. Aren't you ashamed of what you're doing? Because you should be. You're not a kid anymore, so you need to fend for yourself without relying on your mom and your dad so much. You're just an unemployed freeloader.
Just hold on here, Beth. I don't know what you're so worked up about right now. First of all, what do you mean that I am unemployed? What makes you think that? I have a job and work just like everyone else.
Oh, right. I'm sure you do. Making a bit of money on the side doing some random things doesn't count as working a job. Only making enough for a little bit of spending money as though you're a high schooler working your first job still counts as being unemployed in my book.
You are still making no sense at all. Who said that I was only making a little bit on the side? I never mentioned anything like that.
Let me ask you a question instead of answering yours. It doesn't matter what I ask. You won't tell me what your job is or how much you earn, right? And so I'm sure that's because you yourself know that it doesn't count and the amount is so low that it can't even be called earnings. If you had to beg your parents to move in with them and live there for free, then you must only work some part-time shifts a couple of times a month and not have enough money to get a place of your own. God, this really gets on my nerves. Pa and I are both working so hard to support ourselves and pay for our place. And all the while, you're out here living an easy life, mooching off of your parents.
Just calm down and hold off on your judgments for a second, will you? What's gotten into you right now, calling me a leech and unemployed? Stop accusing me of things that aren't true.
Oh, what's this? Have you grown a backbone since you started being a leech? Isn't that a little ironic? But you won't fool me. I know that you're actually nervous and a coward. I heard from your mom and pa that you've always been really timid. That even caused you to fail most of your college exams because you would get so nervous when they came around. And then you ended up having to just go to some random community college because it was the only place that would accept you. That's a far cry from your younger brother Paul, who managed to get into and graduate Harvard with flying colors.
You're right, the two of us are very different. He was able to get in as though it was nothing, and even though I studied so hard for my entrance exams, it was all for nothing on the day because I choked under the pressure.
You're like that in all else, but pretty cunning when it comes to using your family, huh? With a personality like that, you really are on the low end of what a person should be. You're already at a ripe enough age to stop relying on your parents, don't you think? You really should stop being a leech sooner rather than later, if you ask me.
Mom, do you have a second to talk right now? I have something that I want to talk to you about. Sure, I have time. What is it? Did you tell Paul and Bethany something about me moving into this apartment with you? What do you mean? I talked to them a little bit ago, but all I said was that you moved in with us. But she messaged me just then, calling me a leech and saying that I shouldn't be mooching off of you and Dad while being unemployed. Nothing she said really made a lot of sense, but she had a lot of complaints aimed at me for some reason. And they were all mainly because I was living with you and Dad. Oh, I hope you didn't say anything that you didn't need to. Like that the apartment is actually yours and we're the ones living with you or anything like that. You didn't mention that, right? No, I didn't say that. But don't tell me that you lied to them and told them that you were the ones who owned it. Is that why she thinks that I am leeching off of you two? That must be it. This is my place, and you're going around lying about it and making me look bad? No, that's not it. I didn't lie about anything myself. Bethany must have just made a wrong assumption about it herself. She just assumed that it was yours. And you didn't say anything about it yourself? Exactly. I told her that we moved into a high-rise, and she straight away started saying stuff like, "Oh, of course you two would be able to buy something nice like that," and all the rest of it. When she started saying that kind of stuff, I didn't really know how to cut in and tell her that it was actually yours. What? It's easy enough to just set the record straight immediately. You should have just told her that it was mine and that you asked me if you could move in and live with me here. Why didn't you just correct her when she first made the mistake? I couldn't just say something like that. It would have been embarrassing for me to say that. Then people would think that your dad and I are the ones leeching off of you. What? Just imagine if it was known that we had to come and live with you. You have always been the biggest failure in our whole family, and now me and your dad are having to rely on you for help. I couldn't let Paul see us in that kind of light. He has always been our favorite, and I want to make sure that he still views us in a good light. You've got to be kidding me right now. A failure? You still think of me that way? Yeah, and what of it? What are you getting so riled up for? You've always been the failure and black sheep of the family. Ever since you were kids, Paul had always stood out and succeeded in everything, but you were never gifted in the same way that he was. You failed all of your college exams and went to a community college. It's embarrassing to even have to say that out loud. Your dad and I failed when we had you. You have been nothing but an embarrassment to the family. So no matter how much I try and work hard, no matter the fact that you and Dad have come to live in the apartment that I own, you still won't ever accept me, will you? I thought that something might have changed with time, but I guess I was wrong about that. Shut up already! So what? You got a little bit ahead with work and were able to buy this apartment. Don't get cocky just because you got a little bit of success for once in your life. I'm not getting cocky at all. But hold on. If you're acting like this, then I assume that you haven't told Paul what happened to the family business yet either then. Have you? Shut your mouth already! That has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with me. We're all family after all. Business has been bad and the whole thing was on the brink of bankruptcy. You even had to sell the house in order to inject some more money into it and keep everything afloat. That's why you had to come and live with me in the first place, because you had nowhere else to go and not enough money to get another place. Stop your weird posturing in front of Paul and tell him the whole story already. I told you to shut it already. The timing when telling him all of this is important, you know. He was always thinking to take over after your dad decides to retire, so this news will be quite a shock to him. But that's even more reason to tell him as soon as you can. I just told you that I'm waiting for the right time to tell him. So you better not go ahead and tell him a single word about this, okay? Don't you dare mess things up and get in our way with this.
Wow, there is such an amazing view here. It sure is nice to be able to look down and see the entire city from your window. And now I will be able to wake up and enjoy this view every single day. I can't wait to start fresh living here. I'm so excited.
What are you going on about right now?
We brought all of our stuff over already, so we'll put yours out by the front door so we can get it later. Or maybe we should just throw it all away and get them out of here quicker?
Seriously, what is going on here? Why did you move your stuff into my house?
Your house? What are you talking about? It's not yours. It's your parents'. You just moved in as a leech. You have some nerve pretending that it's yours, don't you? You really are a pretty shameful person, aren't you?
Stop beating around the bush with the insults and just tell me what you're talking about.
Sorry about this, but Paul and I are moving in and are going to live here from now on instead of you. Nobody has any use for you, so you need to clear out and find somewhere else to live.
What? Don't mess around saying things like that. That's not something to joke about so lightly. Why should I have to move out so that the two of you can come and live there? As if I would ever just roll over and accept that. Hurry up and get the hell out of my apartment.
It doesn't matter if you want to accept it or not. You have no right to tell us what to do. It was your parents who decided to let us live here and invited us to come, so you have no say in this matter.
And why does it matter what they want or say?
Because they are the owners and can choose what they want to do with the house and who they want to live there. It seems like they are also sick of having to live with you. So they went out of their way to ask us to come instead and replace you. They called today and told us that you were off on a trip abroad, so you won't be coming home for a while. So it's the perfect time for us to come and move our stuff in.
You've got to be kidding me right now. Mom called you guys to come and move in?
She sure did. But really, you're quite low, aren't you? You leech off of your own parents and then turn around and go on a trip abroad. If you have money to travel, then you should at least be paying something for staying in such a nice place and not expect it for free. You're just a failure who causes trouble for everyone and gets in the way of them living their life.
I'm not a failure or anything close to that. And I have done as much as I could for my parents. When they came crying and begging me to let them move in with me, I did just that. And this is how they repay me. I didn't expect that they would try something like this.
What are you going on about now? Who would go crying to a failure like you for help? What could you ever help anyone with? Stop living in your dream world and accept reality for what it is. Paul and I are going to be living in this apartment instead of you. You've been a leech for long enough, so you need to get out immediately.
Fine then, I will. Actually, you're being a real help to me with this. Thanks for this.
Wait, what?
I can finally get away from that hellish life living with my parents there, and you're going to tag in for me. I couldn't be more grateful. I was hoping an opportunity like this would come along, and I guess my wish has been answered.
Wait a second. Have you lost your mind or something? Why are you thanking me? Did you even understand what I told you? We're kicking you out and moving in ourselves. You should be getting angry at us, not thanking us.
Yeah, and just as you say, I will gladly leave. When I get back to the States, I won't even go back to that place at all. I will probably just send someone to pick up my stuff, so leave it near the entrance. I will find myself a new place to live, so I will let you guys have the apartment. Of course, though, when I say that I will let you have it, I don't mean for free. But I will sell it to you. So you have a bit of time to get your paperwork ready, and then we can sign the deal when I get back.
Wait a second. What do you mean we have to buy it?
Well, the apartment is mine, and if you want to live there, then it only makes sense that you buy it from me first, right?
Wait, what? That can't be.
It was pretty pricey when I got it, and I will be selling it for a similar price. But I'm sure that you and my brother will be able to afford it. After all, unlike me, he is a successful Harvard graduate, right? If the two of you put in a bit of extra work, you should have no problems buying an apartment like that.
Wait a second and explain what you're talking about. The apartment is supposed to belong to your parents, isn't it?
No, that was just a wrong assumption on your part. I was the one who bought it. And right at that time was when they had to sell the family home to pay for some debts, and came crying to me about not having anywhere to live. So out of the kindness of my heart, I let them move in with me, and stay for free as well, mind you.
What? Really?
But I really wish that they hadn't ever come. Even though they were living in my apartment, they liked to pretend that it was the other way around and brag to others like you and Paul. Even when I told my mom to go and correct the mistake and tell you that the apartment belongs to me and that I am not a leech, she just got angry at me. She told me not to say anything unnecessary or tell you the truth because she didn't want Paul to look at them in anything but a positive light. Not only that, but they never even said a single word of thanks to me for letting them come and stay with me. I was even thinking about maybe throwing them out myself. But then here you come along and save me the trouble of doing that? Fantastic.
This has to be a lie. There's no way in hell that you should be able to have the means to buy a place this nice. There's just no way that it's possible. I mean, you're just a piece of trash human who barely works at all. You don't make more than a couple $100 a month.
And who was it that just decided on that out of nowhere? I don't make more than a few $100s. Try over $10K a month.
Wait, what?
You decided on your own that I just work part-time a few times a month with no evidence of that at all. I don't know why you decided on that, but it's very far from the truth. I built a company from the ground up with some friends, and we all work hard every day to make sure it's as successful as it is. Even now, I'm not out of the country for some vacation, but for a business trip. I would love to take even one day to myself while I am here, but there is just so much to do that I can't even allow myself that.
Oh, wait. What are you talking about? You started your own company with some friends? Since when? I haven't heard a single word about that before. Paul never said anything to me about it either.
And how would you have heard anything about that from anyone in my family? I make a point to keep everything I do with my work a complete secret from them. Ever since I was pretty little, they would all just make fun of me and call me a failure no matter what I said. And now because of that, I don't tell them anything that they don't need to know about my work. About how much I make, about anything. Those kinds of things might be pretty normal to talk about with family. But in my case, I don't say anything about it at all.
I see. So that's why no one ever knew what it was that you did.
Yeah, exactly. But you took that in a very different way and thought that because I didn't want to talk about it, that it meant that I either didn't work or was too embarrassed about how much I was earning or something like that. You told me that I was living in a dream world and needed to look at reality. But you were the ones who went with your delusions and never even thought that they might be mistaken.
But everyone that has ever spoken to me about you has told me that you are just a straight-up failure. Your parents and Paul all said the same thing to me. They would all make you the butt of their jokes and laugh at you. And now you're telling me that you have your own successful company and make tens of thousands of dollars a month? This just makes no sense. There's no way this could be true. That would mean that you earn more than me and Paul together.
If you don't believe me, then you can ask my mom about it. She knows that it's the truth. That's why she also knew to come and ask me to live in my place for free. Anyway, I don't have any more time to waste talking to you. I need to get back to work. When I get back to the States, though, I want to go through with the sale of the apartment as soon as possible. So make sure you're ready on your side. Why did you have to go and spill the beans on everything? Didn't I tell you not to run your mouth and say anything that wasn't necessary? Are you being for real right now? What are you getting angry at? I'm the one who should be angry at you. What do you think you're doing calling Paul and Beth to live in my apartment? And not just that, but planning to kick me out of my own business too while I am away on business? I've done so much for you this past while, and this is how you're going to repay me? You really have some nerve doing that. Shut up, you failure! Don't get cocky and think that you're useful just because you happen to make some money. What did you say? You haven't done anything out of the ordinary for us at all. We had to get rid of the house in order to keep the business afloat. And for you to then help us by letting us live with you is just what you should do as our daughter. That's your duty to your parents. How much trouble do you think we have gone through over the years to raise you? How much money and time and pain do you think that took? Now it's time that you pay some of that back. So don't you dare start thinking that this is something that you are doing as extra or that we need to owe you for. And here I was wondering why you hadn't even said a single word of thanks to me for letting you live with me. I guess there's my answer. It's because this is how you thought about and justified the situation in your mind. The original plan was to only stay here for a little bit anyway and then move out as soon as we could. But the company's performance just won't go back to normal. The profits aren't coming in as they should. If anything, they're getting worse. I thought that we finally had our chance now that you were out of the country, but even this hasn't worked out. Why did you have to go and tell Beth everything? Chance? What chance are you talking about? Just what exactly have you been planning to do? We thought this was the perfect chance to convince Paul to take the company from our hands and deal with it himself. At first, we always wanted to pass it on to him after we got the numbers and profits back in order, but that can't be helped anymore. We decided to give it over to him as soon as we could. But of course, with the way that it is now, there's a pretty high chance that he wouldn't accept the offer. So we thought that we would be able to reel him in with this apartment and then pass it over to him that way. Wow. You two really are low, aren't you? There's nothing that can save you or turn you into decent people anymore. You run the business into the ground and now you want to palm it off to your son so that he can deal with the repercussions? We're not palming it off. We're passing it over to him, as it should be. You know that he always talked about how he wanted to take over himself someday. Okay then, and so how did it go? It seems like you were able to reel him in with the apartment more or less. So what about the family business? Did he agree to take it on? Of course he didn't! He said that he didn't want anything to do with a business that was right on the brink of collapse and so deep in the red that nothing would save it. Well, that shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone, should it? Would you want to take a company like that from someone else? Shut up! He should have said yes! That was the plan! All his life we have treated him as our favorite and never had any restrictions on what we would do for him. We paid for his education and everything else he had ever wanted or needed. And now that we showed him this high-rise that he thought was ours, he should have accepted the offer. He was supposed to accept and then fix the problems facing it. If he managed to do that, then he would have easily been able to buy this apartment from you as well and really made it his. And we could have then gotten our house back, too. Everything was supposed to happen like that, but now nothing is going to plan at all. Do you really consider that a plan? Nothing went right, and of course not. You're living in a dream and not planning anything at all. Then he was supposed to fix this company for us then. If even Paul said no, then there's no hope left for us at all. There's no one else who would say yes to this. Why not try giving it to the family's #1 failure? My friends and I have some experience with this kind of thing. I'm sure that we would be able to turn things around soon enough. What? Really? No, just kidding. There's no way I would want to help with that. After all the times that you have treated me like an idiot and called me a failure, did you really think I would come to your rescue? Anyway, I have to get back to work. Good luck trying to convince Paul to take on that sinking ship from you. I won't hold my breath, though.
Stacy, we need your help. Jane has gone insane and won't leave us alone. She keeps trying to make Paul accept the family business and become the new owner, but he doesn't want to. It's in such a terrible state that nothing can save it now. But we already terminated our old lease and moved in, and we can't escape from her.
It sounds like Mom is pretty desperate. Why not just make her happy and take it on? Paul always wanted that in the past.
Are you crazy? That would ruin us. But then she starts raving about how even if we don't take care of the business, that we at least need to look after her and support her financially when it finally collapses.
Well, they have already lost the house, and if they lose the business, they won't have anything left at all. And they probably have no one else that might be willing to look out for them. I certainly wouldn't anymore.
Why should we have to do that? Nobody would want that. We have our own lives that we need to worry about without dealing with their problems as well. But when we said no, they started getting angry and yelling at Paul that they were the ones who raised him and paid for his education, and how he has the duty to look after them now. I'm sick of this whole mess already. I have had enough. You need to take care of this. I hate to say it, but you make more money than me and Paul put together, so it should be nothing for you to look after your parents financially. If you do that, then we can put all of this to rest once and for all.
You're right. It would be basically nothing for me to do that. But even then, I'm not going to do it.
What? How can you say that? They're your parents.
So what? They're the ones who have resented and hated me my whole life for being the failure of the family and never being good enough to live up to their expectations. They didn't even want to live with me for free, remember? That's why they called you and Paul and tried to kick me out of my own home. So I think it's up to you and Paul to take care of things for them.
You can't seriously expect us to do this. Even putting aside the fact that the company is about to collapse, your parents have no house and no money either. They're just dead weight.
I'm surprised you can say something like that. Not too long ago, you were getting along great together and making fun of me.
Please just take care of them, Stacy. To tell you the truth, Paul and I are already in a pretty tough spot as it is. He got laid off from his company during some downsizing, and now I am the only one who is working. I can't support 4 people on just my salary.
Oh, is that what happened? He lost his job?
Yeah, exactly. That's why we wanted to move in here in the first place. We thought that we would be able to at least save some money on rent. But we never thought that Jane was just trying to trick us like this.
It does sound like you're in a pretty tight spot. But remember, Paul is a successful Harvard grad and I am just a failure. I'm sure he will be able to sort everything out just fine.
We can't work things out just like that. We need your help.
No, I am sure you will be fine. But I guess that means that you won't be buying the apartment from me anymore. So I'll ask you to make sure you're out of there by the time I get back to the States so that I can sell it. I don't want to live there myself now that you have all ruined it for me. Afterwards, I finished the work I needed to do abroad and returned home to the States. I sold the apartment and bought a smaller place for myself out of the city with a nice view of the sea. I left all of the paperwork and finding of a new buyer to my lawyers and real estate agent, and luckily I didn't have to see my parents, Paul, or Beth myself. I blocked all of their numbers and haven't heard from them since. According to some rumors that I heard, their business was about to completely go under, but they managed to secure some shady loans to keep it propped up even more. While that might have helped them in the short term, I am sure that it will only make things worse as time goes on. But that has nothing to do with me anymore.